Hey folks, you may recall our recent reports regarding Tim Hortons. We exposed the company for lying through its teeth at a recent presser. You see, Tim Hortons implied they were going to go back to hiring Canadian citizens. That would be great news if only it were true. That's because Tim's is still making use of the temporary foreign worker program. And check out the federal government's job board. Tim's currently has about 90 positions up for grabs under this program. Sure, Tim Hortons loves selling its wares to Canadians. As for hiring Canadians, nah, not so much these days. Alas, Tim's was not amused by our coverage. And so it was that the donut chain decided to play hardball. Which is to say, the company was so infuriated with our videos that Rebel News was sent a letter from Tim's legal department on June the 1st. We were informed that Rebel News staffers are essentially persona non grata at all Canadian Tim Hortons. And yours truly was especially singled out. The Tim's Legal Eagle noted, "I am now banned for life from going to any Tim Hortons store in Canada." It's Tim Hortons' right to banish anyone from its fine restaurants. And of course, we do respect the rights of private property owners, so I shall comply. But I wanted to be crystal clear about the ban, so I would not inadvertently violate it. Thus, I sent the following email to Tim Hortons' Media Relations Department. Here goes. Quote, "Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. David Menzies with Rebel News here in Toronto. As you know, I'm banned from all Canadian Tim Hortons, apparently for asking impolite questions. Be that as it may, I do respect private property, and if RBI no longer wants my patronage, it is your right to demand this ban. However, out of an abundance of caution, I want to make certain that I follow the terms and conditions of the ban correctly. Please answer the following questions. 1. If I'm a passenger in a vehicle that is using a Tim's drive-thru, is that permissible? Or would that result in a trespassing charge? 2, my local Esso has an embedded Tim Hortons franchise. If I go into the shop to pay for gas, will I be charged with trespassing given the Tim's shares the same interior? 3, there are numerous Tim Hortons stores located at mall food courts in Canada. If I visit a food court with a Tim's, will I be arrested for trespassing? 4, am I also banned from other RBI owned and operated restaurant chains such as Firehouse Subs, Popeyes, and Burger King? 5, there are some Tim Hortons that are twinned with another restaurant, typically Wendy's. Am I allowed to use the other restaurant, or will I be charged with trespassing? 6, if I am undergoing a medical emergency and the only shop open is a Tim Hortons, will I be charged with trespassing if I enter that shop? And 7, since you are divorcing me, what am I to do with the Tim Hortons merchandise in my possession, i.e. gift cards, that I can no longer use? Will you reimburse me for this merchandise?" End quote. Now, folks, here's where things get downright surreal. I did indeed hear back from Tim Hortons. Oh, not from the Media Relations Department, but rather their legal counsel. Here was the terse one-line response to my 7 questions. Quote, "The trespass notice speaks for itself. Please share this email with your counsel if they wish to contact me directly. Regards, John Domanko, Vice President, Legal Canada." End quote. Sorry, John. The trespass notice does not speak for itself. Rather, it is open to interpretation, which is why I asked those 7 specific questions. Secondly, what an unlawyerly response, eh? I mean, lawyers are typically all about putting down the nitty-gritty, tangible details in writing, stating that the trespass notice speaks for itself is the opposite of tangible. It's completely abstract. Or then again, maybe I'm being set up here, folks. Maybe Tim Hortons is purposefully not giving me straight answers so that I can indeed be arrested should I venture into a food court or an Esso station where a Tim Hortons is located. I wouldn't put it past these shameless bullies. Bottom line, the lack of disclosure is more disgraceful than your average Tim Hortons washroom. You know, folks, it's sad we've seen such a decline in service and cleanliness and food quality over the last several years. But that's how Tim Hortons rolls. Now we found out they're really big bullies too, trying to stymie independent journalism. Well, enough is enough. Can you go to our newest website? That's timhortonswatch.com. If you are an employee, a supplier, a customer, tell us your Tim Hortons story, confidentiality assured. And for the rest of you, look, enough is enough, wouldn't you say? Let's put our business elsewhere. Let's patronize real Canadian food service chains. So please go to boycotttims.com. That's boycotttims.com and sign our petition.